one time. I was riding with a buddy, going up on them mountains. This strange, funny sort of guy. Tall and lanky like me. More muscle though. Long, blonde hair like me. I was a lot weirder back then. A lot less life experience. And he was on the driving his vehicle. We'd be going on up that road. And damn, it's a long drive. Oh, something like 6-7 hours. And we're going along, and he's like, you know what? Would you like to take the wheel, my friend? And I said, yes, I would. I would love to take the wheel because I don't like fucking sitting here doing nothing. Thank God, man. So then I'm driving. I must have been driving probably like 5 minutes and then boom. So I pull over and we know what it is, and I'm sitting there knowing it ain't gonna take nothing. I've done this before. Let's go. But he wasn't getting out and going to the trunk. And that's because there was no spare. And I was so bewildered at the idea of not having a spare that I didn't even think about how much of a hassle it might be to get up to the mountains, let alone back home. Well, we went to walking on down that deserty Contra Mountain Road, and there's grass, tall grass everywhere. Houses probably, I don't know how far and few between, a mile or two apart. And he decides to light up a firework. And it goes, phew, and it comes right back down. As it's coming down, he goes, oh, and he sprints faster than I've ever seen anybody run in my life. And as soon as he gets, actually, before I could tell that thing was going towards the grass, he was already running. But that thing hit the grass and went just like that. And then he got there and he stomped it out. And that's when he told me, him and his brother, one time they accidentally burned down a huge patch of woods when they were kids lighting fireworks, man. Oh. I've done some wild stuff, but I've never burned down a bunch of woods. And we're walking on down this deserty fucking mountain hill road. And I'm like, I'm gonna go take down this road. And I'm running. See if I can find somebody. I'll hop this fence. You shouldn't hop people's fences. No. Don't do that. And I went up to knock on the door. Nobody was there. Thank goodness. I don't want to talk to nobody out there, but was just thinking, oh, but you know, what you know, I honestly don't know what I was thinking. So then I go running back, I hop the fence again, and I see him walking, and he waves, and there's this cop car that comes down. Choo. The sirens weren't on, it was just a sound I was making for the visualization of a car coming down the road. Did you? And pulls over, and it's this lady cop, and she seems cool. Seems cool. Cool person. And turns out she was on her way back from vacation. And I'm like, all right. And we're riding in the back, you know, like a couple of fugitives. And I thought, you know, it's tough sitting in the back of a cop car when you're long and lanky. And we're just chatting with her and having a great time. And he leans over and he whispers in my ear, he was like, man, I hope she don't search us. I got weed in my pocket. And I'm like, shut up. And why would you even say that? Just don't say those kind of things. Then we make it to a town way down the road. A little tiny town. When I say town, I mean like, it was like made up of 2 buildings. And it was a restaurant, souvenir shop. And then there was like a car fixing place across the road from there. And we went inside the place, ate some food, thought about them Rocky Mountain oysters. Damn, you know, it just, Rocky Mountain oyster, when you say it like that, it sounds good, but like, I'm not eating that. Hell no. Then we meet this old dude who was the mechanic, and it turned out he had an extra tire. And yeah, he had an extra tire. And so we rode in the back of his truck, me and my buddy, on down that road. And let me tell you, I don't fucking like riding in the back of trucks. You know, I try to do every damn thing I can to make sure that I stay as safe as possible within reason. And I'll just say this. If I'm in the back of that fucking truck, then that means I don't have control over where that fucking truck is going. Okay? I'll do it if I have to. But I ain't gonna fucking like it. We get on down the road, fix up the tire, you know, place on the new thing, you know, bibbity. And we say our big thanks and oh, so much. Yay, thanks. And then he scoots on, and then we get on to going back down that mountain road. And damn, it's getting dark by the time we finally get up there. Motherfucker, it's cold. Ooh. Cold. And I didn't bring no jacket. We get on that final mountain stretch, winding around all these trees, up and down, all over the place. Dirt road. Rocks everywhere. trees down all over the place. And I started to notice my friend was going a little bit fast. And I'm like, these are some really big rocks we're talking about. Really, you know, some nice hills. You don't want to be just, you know, no. And back then I kind of just let people do their own thing, and I don't say much. I didn't say much back then. And you know, I'm glad I didn't. Because he went to driving that car way too damn fast, hitting all these fucking rocks. Oh my God. I figure he just ain't had the car experience. No sense. No sense is made. No sense is made. And, you know what happened. Man. We both busted a tire, but, you know, this time, it really was his fault. You don't drive that fast on no big-ass damn rocks. No. And we were just like, we're already here. I guess we'll just keep on going. And we get up there, and we meet this cool camper dude. He's up there in his tent. He ain't even hardly wearing any clothes. And it's frozen up there. He's got a tent and no car. Somebody brought him up there. I can appreciate the resolve something like that would take. But I ain't gonna do that either. And we walk around in the snow for a bit, and we're like, it's nice to be up in the mountains. Let's go home. We were up there for like 10 minutes. It's not the destination that matters, it's the journey. Because we get back on the road, driving on down that road with that fucking spare flopping. And he's still hitting those fucking bumps the same way. I'm like, oh my God. I think I probably did say something then though. And man, by the time we get to the open road, that highway, there was no tire left. And all you could hear for like a solid 2 or 3 hours was just and he was cringing the whole time. He was like, oh, my dad's gonna be so mad. Ooh. And I couldn't stop laughing. And then we heard something go, sparks everywhere. There were already sparks, but this time there were extra sparks. And we got out and looked, and it turned out a big old hunk of metal had come out of that wheel that had no tire left. And he was like, yep, I think we probably ought to not drive this anymore. By the way, if you do drive a car and you've run the tire off of it, you might be liable to fuck your axle up. Okay? Don't do that. Only if you gotta. You know, there's some circumstances where you are just more important than the car, than the damage that the car will take in the meantime on your way to safety. Always good to remember that. We finally decided that was the end of the road. We called a lady who was sleeping and working, what was it? 712s. 712s! Oh! Some big money, you know, some big money. Working as a timekeeper at this oil company. out in the fucking desert. Some big money, but man, ooh, 712s, no. That's another one of those things you'll never see me do. Yep, she wanted to be sleeping, but she ended up coming out there, driving at least 30, 40 minutes. So we got pretty close. Yeah. She came on out there, and she looked hard. She looked hard. Oh. And we just felt bad that we had to wake this woman up. Because 712, man, anybody working 712 deserves the sleep. Oh. We finally make it back home. And I go and I crawl up in my bed. And I fall asleep. And every once in a while, I think about how, if I wanted to, I could have tried them Rocky Mountain oysters.